This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 999 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from the Equestrian Monthly Jumping episode on the Horses in the Morning show. Bob Crandall, Youssef R. Judge, and show co-host Emily Thompson go over an exercise that is used so often that it's got an acronym. It's the 48-10-48, and we'll get right to our tip after this important shopping tip from equestriancollections.com. Greetings, everybody. Coach Jen here, and I'm with Debbie from Equestrian Collections, and she's got the much-anticipated Equestrian Collections product of the week.
This week, I'm going to be featuring an old friend with a new twist. Well, new to me, anyway. This is the Iridian Synergy Tights. Now, I've talked about the Synergy breeches before, about how comfortable they are. They are a blend that Iridian has came out with that has some pieces of these breeches are cadence and some are the material that they use, and they put it all together in one. And that's great. But what they've added, they've had it for a while, but I just got some. And so, I never feature anything that either I haven't used or somebody that I know has used. And I'm telling you, this is the most comfortable top I have ever seen. They're like yoga pants, only they're riding. They have a top that is very, very soft, and it comes in different colors. And it's like the breeches are their mid-rise, but this top can either make them a little bit higher or you can fold it over. But what it is, it's the most comfortable tight I have ever had on, and very, very stylish looking because you can get it with the colors on the top. It's called a contrast waistband. These you can just not even beat these tights for comfort and style and just. They're just wonderful. So I know all of your listeners know about Iridian and how wonderful that brand is in their breeches and tights. They're probably familiar with the Synergy, but I don't know if they're comfortable or know about the ones with the waistband. So take a look at the Iridian Synergy tights on our website. They're not too expensive. Some of the Iridian breeches are much more expensive, and they're worth it. But these are a little bit less expensive, and there are some closeouts and some of the older colors still available. So take a look at those. I think you're going to really, really, really enjoy them. They're very stretchy. All of the Iridian stuff is very stretchy, so it covers a multitude of sins.
Iridian Synergy Tights. They're available for ladies and children. Check them out today at equestriancollections.com.
So coming up next, we have the training tip with one of my favorite people, Bob Crandall. For those of you that don't know him, he is a credentialed rider, trainer, judge. He is all over everywhere in our industry. He's very busy, so we're very appreciative that he took the time out today to talk to us. I think we've got him. So welcome to the show, Bob.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
Thanks for calling in. It's so nice to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you, too.
So I know you're tired because you were at the horse show, right? You were in North Carolina?
Yeah, we were in Raleigh, where your husband was.
He was. He was good. He won the Grand Prix.
He did? I didn't even know that. That's fantastic.
Wow! I know. Cool. It was like, cool. I was so proud of him. He was winning like the classes along the way, but like it's a little bit new partnership with the mare, and she's very hot. So it's kind of like, okay, we're pretty happy if we just sort of like, get through and have a few down, whatever. But she was awesome, and he was so happy. So that's a cool show, huh? Do you like that show?
It is. We've gone on and off for years, and it's, that's facility's been there forever. But that's really great that went so well for him because he wasn't sure with that mare. That's great.
I know. Yeah, you were there with him. The inside scoop. He really wasn't quite sure.
No, that was really cool because he didn't talk like he was expected much. So that's really cool.
No, for sure. So yeah, I like that. Hopefully we can hit that show next year, and then we can all be there together, because I do love that facility. I've been there a few times. It was IHSA finals too, and it's like the state county facility or something, right?
Yeah, it's been there. They use it for their state show, but they have shows really on and off through the whole year there.
Yeah, which I don't know what my deal is. I love properties like that. I love like the huge properties with like the rolling track horse barns that just feel like big mini rings. I love it.
Yeah,
so it's one of those places. But anyways, okay, so we'll get to it so we don't run out of time. So Bob, you have no doubt brought us a training tip.
Yep, I was sort of mentioning it to you a little bit last night. There's a exercise that I like to set up, and it's pretty universal. Like, you can use it for young horses, older horses, to kind of tune up a little bit with horses for certain situations. You can use it for beginner kids, advanced kids, and so on. And it's really pretty simple. And I always start with really poles on the ground, and it's a set of poles to a 48 feet to a little bounce with poles to another 48 feet to another set of poles. And what you do is you sort of get the young horses or the beginners comfortable through it. And it's set so that you can do it in different striding. And at 48 to 10 to 48, you can very comfortably do it in 4 to a bounce to 4. You can do it in 3 to a bounce to a 3. And you can then vary it to, say, a 3 to a bounce to a 4, or a 4 to a bounce to a 3. You know, you can vary it in all different situations. And it's really, really helpful. It gets them focused. It's a comfortable situation where they are, it's just preset. You can't make a big mistake. And it's also something like the kids can do on their own with just poles. But you can raise it, and I don't ever have to get it that big, but you can certainly raise it and then move it out a little bit here and there, adjust it for your horse's stride. But it's a very big confidence builder.
Oh, well, that's cool. So sometimes you put those poles with standards, and then you put them up a bit, like Cavaletti, kind of.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that a lot.
I actually really set it vertical. 4 verticals is really all it takes, and with ground poles on each side. And but with the beginners or the very young horses, the poles on the ground introduces it to them. And once they get that rhythm set, it's so simple to raise it and change it and move it around and ask for different striding. And it's really effective.
Oh, yeah, I like that, because that's kind of, I mean, whether you're dealing with green horses or green riders or both, or you're just even ourselves, you're coming back after a week off or a couple of days off, just want to get sharp again. That's kind of like, don't you feel like that's sort of the question all the time? You're like, okay, like I need to, tighten this up and get the pressure of the show ring and the courses, but kind of without doing the show ring and the courses.
Yeah, and it's sort of an automatic exercise. It really tunes the horses, because they have to really focus on it, or they're going to bump a pole or whatever, and it really teaches the riders to hold their body and to how to adjust to lengthen the stride or shorten the stride. And it gets a little complicated when you put it up a little bit more and you ask for a 3 to a bounce and then reel in 4, or vice versa. It's very comfortable in 4 bounces. Yeah, it's effective.
It sounds effective. Effective is a very nice word to use.
When Bob said that, I found myself sitting back. I had to sit back when he said that. I went, oh my gosh.
This is an exercise. Bob is bringing it. He is going to school these girls.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. Yeah, right? You fall right off. Well, so that's the thing, is it also really schools. We had, I think it was Amanda Flint was on a few episodes earlier. Somebody was talking about bounces and just how that really helps, yes, with your horses' techniques through the exercise, their balance, their bascule over the jump. But then for sure, oh my gosh, for the rider, it just puts you, or corrects you rather, when you get out of place. So, I mean, this exercise is like the master's course, because you've got to negotiate those bounce rails off of either a move up or the collection, which most likely we hope you have determined to do before you hit that first pole, right?
Absolutely. And the best part about it is you can't get in that much trouble with it, even if you make a little mistake in or out. You can still make it up in between and adjust it and fix it. The striding set so that it's pretty uncomplicated, whether you're lengthening or shortening.
It's nice. I really like that one a lot. So that's something, would you prescribe that that's like a good training exercise for hunters, jumpers, ponies, amateurs, for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Very
I
nice.
actually have it set almost all the time because it's so good for any level horse, any level rider. And you can actually stretch the whole thing out in different striding and things too, but I like that. I like the 48-10-48 because it's pretty precise and you have to be pretty accurate.
Yeah, no, that's good. Well, that's it. 48-10-48. You guys set it up, work those ponies, give us your feedback. I love that. So, Bob, tell us, before we lose you, tell us what you're doing these days and how people can find you. You're such a valuable trainer. I know you do clinics and things like that. Are you doing that these days, or what? How can people find out more about you?
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I definitely do clinics still. I don't get to do as many as I used to because we're still showing so much, and we're about to do indoors. So Harrisburg and Washington and Kentucky are coming up, and then we'll head back to Florida for the winter. But I'm doing a lot of judging, and I definitely get the clinics in there here and there when I can. So it's been really busy.
Oh, I bet it has. Well, you're so talented. You've got such a nice way about you with the horses, never, rigid. It's always really in the best interest of growing horses and riders. I love it. I love the way that you train. So I'm so grateful you got on and could share this with our audience. And you guys check it out. Bob Crandall, you see him judging or a clinic, you get out there and you hear what this man has to say and you do your 48-10-48.
Thanks for having me, Emily.
We got it. Thank you so much, Bob. I'll see you soon. Hopefully I'll see you at indoors.
Definitely. I hope so. All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Safe travels. Talk to you soon. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. Bob is great.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely way about him.
I have to adjust that a little bit because I discovered I was IMing you in the background, distracting you. I was doing some grids with Beaker over the weekend, which I haven't done in a long time, but I've got inspired after hanging out in the jumper show. I discovered that Beaker is much happier doing his ground poles and his grids when they're just a tiny bit more than large pony distances. Because we always struggled with this sort of thing, and I could never figure out why. It's like, oh, well, I had a distance set for a horse. Well, Beaker is barely 15 hands. He's a little fella. So I set the distances a little bit different. So now I'm going to have to take this exercise and I'm going to have to translate it to pony distance.
Just tighten it up a little bit. You're riding a honey. That's what we call those.
Is that a honey? Ooh, boy, take it out of context. That could be a little off-putting.
It could be, couldn't it? Or it could be a Porsche.
I like a Porsche better, yes. Porsche sounds a little bit like Porsche. I like that a lot. You can be a Porsche.
It's fancy. But you know what? These pole work exercises are fun because you can shorten them to wherever your horse is, your particular horse or pony or horse, whatever his stride is, that he's comfortable. Yeah. You can tighten up those distances. And then for those of you that want to then grow, hopefully get to the bigger distances, if you're getting into the show ring and you need to really make the footage, you just slowly start to roll out those rails and encourage your horse to stretch and open up his rib cage.
Well, there you go. For links to today's contributors, you can just go to horsetipdaily.com, episode 999. And don't forget, you can have every single one of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free Horse Radio Network app for your iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. Download it today. It's quick, it's free, and it's easy. And this podcast has been made possible through the generous support of EquestrianCollections.com and listeners like you.